I just wanted to do a brief, I guess, like explanation of anybody who's thinking about moving to San Francisco on how to live here cheaply, like less than $1,000 per month. Totally possible. You might not realize that, but I'm gonna walk you through the steps on how to spend the least amount of money possible while living here. So we're going to cover real quickly. We're going to talk about the rent, which is, you might have heard, hella expensive. The transportation, the food, and how to get free food. So yeah, we'll take it from the top. So rent. The average one-bedroom apartment in San Francisco costs around $3,500 per month, which is an astronomical figure. In fact, it's the highest for any single bedroom in the United States. And so that's going to be pretty intimidating for people who are thinking about possibly moving here. However, that's just the average price. A lot of people don't know that. There's actually apartments that are significantly cheaper in other parts of San Francisco. San Francisco is a really small city. It's only 49 square miles, so it's only like 7 miles by 7 miles, okay? So it's a very concentrated, dense area. There's about 880,000 people, and people are constantly moving into the city and out of the city. So depending on which neighborhood you live in, that's going to significantly influence how much you pay for rent. Places near the Civic Center, the financial district, near the Mission, that's generally where you'll be paying a lot of money. But those are really cool places where a lot of people want to live. Therefore, they're hella expensive. However, in places like near the Sunset, Park Merced, those places are going to be cheaper. So if you're first moving here, that's kind of where you want to live. To give you an idea, I currently pay $500 per month for rent. Includes utilities, includes a gym as well as a where I'm in right now is where it has like a bunch of computers where you can do work and whatnot. So yeah, it's definitely possible to have much cheaper rent. And there's two ways you're going to do that. One is you're going to get roommates. Most often people use Craigslist to find roommates. This is going to split the cost, obviously, between however many roommates you have. A lot of people will tell you it's super competitive, and it is, but I'll say if you send out at least 10 to 12 emails on Craigslist to people who have their rooms up for rent, you'll get at least 1 or 2 responses, okay? So that's definitely not that bad. The first place I was living at was on Fuente Street, which is near SF State, and it was about $750 per month, and I shared it with a roommate, had a kitchen. I think there was like 5 of us living in that house in total, but it was like 2-bedroom or whatnot. No, it was 2-bedroom. Yeah, and now, yeah, it's even cheaper than where I used to live. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I found the room on Craigslist while I was literally driving to San Francisco. So, you can definitely find a place to stay if you just send out those emails on Craigslist. And the second way to pay less money for rent is that you want to live in a less trendy part of San Francisco, at least when you first move here. After you find a job and after you get established, you can move to the more trendy places or whatnot. The less trendy places are generally going to be in the southwest part of SF, like away from the financial district, away from the Mission, away from the Civic Center, away from Dogpatch, away from Soma, away from all those trendy areas in like the northeast. Okay, so you want to live sort of closer to the Sunset, Park Merced, SF State area. That's going to be much, much cheaper. Yeah, and although while living there, you're gonna be a little farther from the action because like the stuff that's happening in the city generally happens near downtown, the financial district, in that area. But you can easily take public transportation, which will also help you save a lot of money here. You don't need a car in San Francisco. It's a lot like New York. People can get around fine just by walking and taking the Muni. In fact, I think the Business Insider did a study, and they said that 99% of San Francisco people from San Francisco live half a mile from a public transit stop, so it's everywhere. If you pay for it on your phone, it's only $2.50 for a one-way ticket from anywhere in the city. So that's a really good deal, actually. And if you want to take an Uber for some reason, if you don't want to take the Muni or the bus system, Uber's also super cheap. We have Uber Express, Uber Pool, or whatnot. That's between $5 to $10 from where I live to downtown, like near the Civic Center area. Typically, if I were to take the Muni, it would take probably around 35 minutes. If I were to take the M train, Uber is probably like 20 or 30 minutes. So it won't save you that much time, but I don't know. Just take the Muni. It's better. Also, I should also tell you this. The way you pay for Muni is on an honor system. So technically, you could very easily ride the Muni for free. You could just get on and not pay. And in fact, actually, a lot of people in San Francisco do that. The official numbers are less than 10%, but who knows if the official numbers are actually true. One of my friends hasn't paid for it in months, and he hasn't been caught. That being said, if you do get caught, if the police finds you for boarding the train and not having paid, it's going to cost you about $100 in the ticket fines. I usually try to pay. I have it on my phone. But all I'm saying is, like, if you're super hella broke and all you can do is pay for rent, but you need to get across the other side of the city, you could finesse a trip on the Muni hella easily. That's all I'm telling you, alright? I'm just being honest here. But you should probably pay for it. Just because if a bunch of people don't pay for it, eventually they're going to keep raising the prices, which is happening anyways. So transportation is really good in San Francisco. The only other U.S. city that's better than SF in terms of public transit is probably New York City, if that tells you anything. Most people don't have a car here. They don't need a car. Yeah. What else? Food. Food is really expensive here if you want to eat out. If you want to go to restaurants and do that shit, it's going to be hella freaking expensive. I'm talking like $16, $20 per meal. You could try surviving off of Taco Bell and McDonald's, the dollar menu. Those are, they have Taco Bells and McDonald's in San Francisco. They have the dollar menu. It's just that food is like really shitty for you, and it's really bad for you. And long term, it's probably not the best. So what I recommend doing is buying your groceries at Trader Joe's. I spend between $20 to $25 about a week or so on groceries at Trader Joe's, and that's enough for a lot of food. So I would definitely recommend cooking your own food at home. That's definitely by far like going to be the cheapest long-term option and the healthiest option. Also, if you haven't checked out the Brothers Green YouTube videos, they have good tutorials of how to use $20 on food. So definitely check that out, bros. So we covered rent, we covered transportation, we covered food. The last thing to cover is the free food, free alcohol situation. So SF is kind of like also like New York in the sense that there's always something going on, especially downtown. If you look on meetup.com, eventbrite.com, or if you ask your homies, they will tell you there are usually free events in the city. You can go to any of those free events, and oftentimes they'll have free alcohol and free food. And I've met a lot of cool people from going to those events, and I've even heard that people have like looked for employees at those events. So by going to those events, you could get free food, free alcohol, possibly a job, and you could meet some hella cool people. So definitely check out meetup.com and Eventbrite when you first move here to meet people and get free food and whatnot. So yeah. I probably spend around $700 a month, all included and everything. Maybe a little bit more, maybe $750, maybe $800, around that range. So yeah, and I just moved here a couple of months ago, so definitely living pretty comfortably actually. So it's definitely possible to not go into bankruptcy while living here and live pretty cheaply, but also live well. You just gotta, take those 4 things into account when you first move